All right, so for those of you that have been wanting an update on the Audi, this is where we are. You can see this area here. We've got the cabin vents welded shut. This copper colored material here is Sims copper weld. It's a weldable primer. If we step inside here, you can see that this whole plate has got copper weld on it. But you also see this burnt area, this heat affected area here around this perimeter. That heat affected area is where we welded the top of each one of these panels in place. You can see these vertical lines here. These vertical lines are from 3/4 inch square steel tube. We put that in here around, and what that does is it ties this upper baffle and this lower flange here for the mounting plate. It ties those two together, and that gives me rigidity with the baffle. So any flex that may have been here, even though that's 3/16 of an inch thick, any flex that may be here is mitigated by having effectively an H-beam or an I-beam set up here for the mounting. So we've got 3/4 inch steel square tube that's around here at each one of those vertical pieces. And if you drop down in here and look, you can see it's just a big, massive steel enclosure, and that's all 3/16. So this pocket here, you'll notice we've got a factory grommet location here. I also popped another hole here for a grommet, and with this template here, we are going to put our Steve Mead Designs terminal cup. That's going to give us a subwoofer connection. The whole thing can come out, be easily serviceable. And speaking of serviceability, all of these nuts you see here that are welded in, we did that because even though this is effectively permanent now in the car, we wanted to be able to have access to everything and do maintenance. So whether it's the nuts that we've welded on the bottom or on this bottom flange, we can get rid of it, cut it out, put a new one in if we need to. So we've got 3/16 steel here, 3/16 steel here, and you can see that's sizable. I mean, so we've got that top and bottom. All of these guys are 3/16. So at this point, we've got a little bit more work to do. We've got this piece to drop in here. We've got some holes to drill here, and we've got 16-pound density. It's 16 pounds per cubic foot. We're gonna pour expanding foam in behind this, and then we're going to use Spectrum from Second Skin, and we're going to line the entire tub with Second Skin Spectrum, and that is going to be rock solid. So there it is. For those of you that were looking for an update on this thing, that's it. And soon we're going to have all of the metal work done, and I can actually start the finishing process on this. But I know some of you have been asking, what's the story on the Audi? Well, it's taken weeks to get to this point because one pass around this baffle would take a full day. And we needed multiple passes on top, multiple passes on the bottom to get this in to where that, we've got one shot at this. We don't want to have to do it and then have a failure for whatever reason because we didn't weld enough, we didn't get enough penetration, whatever. So we did have to bridge a gap in a couple of locations because of the fit. But it's rock solid. We could actually bolt to this plate, that plate, and lift the car with it. So there it is, quick update, and you guys will see more later.